As 2023 draws to a close, we're heading into 2024 with more to worry about than ever before. We all need to make sure we are fully stocked with food and supplies, but that's getting harder and harder to do with rising prices. Clearance deals are one way that I keep my prepper pantry stocked. Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Today I've got a prepper pantry haul for you, and it's all clearance finds. Everything is costing so much more these days, and it's getting harder and harder for a lot of people to afford the basic necessities, much less to stock up on extra. Shopping clearance is one way I help my family to be able to do this. I'm also going to show you another trick that I use to get things for free, and sometimes even get paid to take it out of the store. Yes, it's legal and anyone can do it. We definitely need to stay diligent in our prepping because things are not looking that hot for 2024. Like I mentioned, things are expensive and it's only going to get worse. Our money is going to be worth less, it's going to buy less. And supply chain issues are rearing their head once again. Already I've been seeing shelves getting emptier and emptier, and I know a lot of you have too. Leave a comment down below. Let us know where you're seeing the gaps, or if you're not seeing anything at all where you are. We're noticing more and more issues with getting things from overseas, shipping issues, and that is predicted to worsen. We're seeing increases in solar geomagnetic activity, as well as extreme weather events, which are predicted to be more frequent and more devastating going forward. We just experienced one of these extreme and unusual weather events here in Maine this past week, with an unusual December wind and rainstorm that caused widespread power outages and deadly flooding here in Maine. Whenever we go through something like this, it never ceases to amaze me how many people are unprepared for these types of events, especially living here where we do. We have things like this happen. My Facebook feed has been filled with people who are down to the 40s inside their homes. As power is being restored gradually, I am seeing pictures of empty refrigerators and freezers after friends have had to trash all the food that they had and start fresh after days without power to their refrigerator. Meanwhile, in some communities, the grocery stores haven't even been able to open back up. Please, 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 friends, make sure you have a source of emergency heat to keep your pipes and your family from freezing, and make sure that you have backup power for the important things like your sump pump and your refrigerator. And get these things now before you need them. That is the whole idea behind being prepared. And as it becomes harder and harder to get things from overseas and to get things from China, unfortunately, that's where most of these things come from. You can get an emergency heat source for not too much money. I'll put a couple of our favorites down in the video description. Backup power can be a little bit trickier. I know not everyone can afford to get a backup generator, but if you possibly can, you should definitely have one. And if you think you can't, sit down and take a look at your daily expenditures and see if there's unnecessary expenses that you can cut. Things like that daily coffee out that costs more than it should, both in time and money. Cable TV or subscription streaming services that maybe you aren't using or you could live without. Where can you make small cuts so you can then take that money and invest it in something that will make a difference for your family? We just upgraded our backup power to the new OUPES Mega 5, and this thing is awesome. We will have a full review of it coming on the channel soon, but it's incredible. It's got over 5,000 watt-hour capacity, and it's also expandable with an extra battery to take it up to over 10,000 watt-hours. And it has a 4,000 watt sine wave inverter. So this unit is extremely capable of handling the big important things that we need to power when the grid fails. It also recharges very quickly. There are multiple ways to recharge it, from an AC wall outlet to solar panels to a 12-volt car outlet. This unit can even be charged from an EV charger. You can also charge it from more than one of these sources at once for super fast recharging speeds. You can have this fully recharged in anywhere from just under an hour and a half to just under 3 hours. That is really amazing for a unit of this size. So we are super happy with this one. We have a gas generator as well, but we never use it because these power stations are so much easier and safer to use. So our gas generator has really kind of become our backup for our backups. Now, unfortunately, this was not a clearance find, but they do have an awesome sale going on right now for the holidays and extra Christmas Eve savings today only. So if you haven't completely emptied your pockets on Christmas, then this is a great time to head on over to the site and check out the great deals that they have going on. It certainly set my mind at ease knowing we had this at the ready during the storms we just had. Because while we worry and speculate about economic collapse, about escalating global conflict, geomagnetic events, and all of these possibilities, these storms and things, these are the things that really happen. They do happen, they will continue to happen, and every single one of us will be affected by something like this at some point. So get yourself prepared. And in the spirit of saving some money, whether it's so we can afford to invest in some big preps or just so we can survive day to day, let's see what I picked up on clearance. All right, so starting over here, I've got just a bunch of Mott's applesauce. This is the pear flavored applesauce. My store, I guess, wasn't going to carry this flavor anymore, so they put it on clearance, so I got a really great deal on these. And we had not tried this before, but I took a gamble and grabbed it. My kids love applesauce and my kids love pears, so I'm sure they're going to like this. The good thing about these little cups is they're individually packaged, so they're great for packing MRE packs, for putting in bug out bags, or if you stash food in your vehicle, which everyone should have some food in their vehicle. And the other thing is, if you are in a situation where the power is out, you're not going to want to open up larger containers of something like applesauce and have leftovers that you can't refrigerate. So these are great for that. They're also really good if you are making a recipe and you need a certain amount of applesauce, because these are half cup amounts. So they're really great just to open up one or two, depending on how much applesauce you need for a recipe. And then I got some cereals, quite a bit of cereal. I think cereal is a great thing to have in the prepper pantry or just in your food storage in general. It's shelf stable and it can be a complete meal if you have either some instant milk powder that you would like the flavor of, or you have the shelf stable Tetra packs of milk. Makes an easy meal. Most people like cereal. It's something that doesn't have to be heated or cooked. You know, if the power's out, you might need something that you can eat quickly without having to actually cook. And this can fit the bill. And of course, you can also make things like cereal bars out of these, just like a Rice Krispie treat. You can do it with any kind of cereal. And that way, if any cereal sits in your pantry a little bit too long and starts to get a little stale, that's what I'll do with a lot of the time, is I'll throw it in the oven a little bit to toast it up and then make cereal bars out of it. Another good thing about cereals for the prepper pantry is that cereals are fortified, meaning they have extra vitamins and minerals added to them. So it's kind of just a little bit of an additional nutritional insurance for your prepper pantry, just like taking a vitamin pill. It's better to get those things, you know, from the food that they come from, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit extra insurance. Now, I want to show you what I did with this cereal, because I ended up getting this for free and actually got a few cents back for buying it. And that is one of the best things that you can do when you're clearance shopping. I used my Ibotta app. I saw that this was on clearance. Now, this was already a really good price for these, $1.12 down from $4.48. And granola is something that my kids like. They love chocolate, so I'm sure they'll like this. But I just took out my Ibotta app and I scanned the box of cereal, and it showed me that there was an offer on these cereals that was worth $1.25. So I was able to pick up 2 of these and pay $2.24 and get $2.50 back. So that took a little bit extra off the cost of the rest of the things that I bought. Now, there was a limit of 2 on this particular rebate. A lot of them have limits of 5, so you could do it up to 5 times in the same receipt. I could only do this twice, and it doesn't seem to have come back. A lot of time the rebates will come back, so you can go back and do it again if there's still cereals left, but it does not seem to have come back. But I am happy to have gotten these 2 boxes of granola for free and then some. So definitely make use of your Ibotta app. That can really help in this day and age. Save some money and get some things cheaper and even free. If you don't already have the Ibotta app, I will have my link down in the description box, of course, that you can sign up and get started. If you stick around till the end of the video, I will tell you a little bit more about Ibotta and how you can get it for yourself and use it to find great deals just like this. Now, this was something I was pretty excited about. I found a lot of clearance items lately in the clearance aisle from the outdoor and camping section. So I found some really great sort of prepping and survival sort of items on good deals. This is a Sawyer squeeze water filter. The Sawyer systems are really, really great, especially considering the fact that they're inexpensive. They're probably the best budget water filter that you can get. So if you don't have water filtration already, I would suggest looking at the Sawyer systems. We have a couple of Sawyer minis, and they're very similar to this, but this is the Sawyer squeeze. So you can see that you can squeeze the water through the filter. And this was marked down to $17 from $30. So that was a really great deal. I'm really excited about this. And right here, this is just one silly thing. This is kind of an example that if the deal is good enough, grab it. So this is just a child size arm sling, and it had been on clearance for so long, they finally marked it down to 25 cents. Now, I don't have any kids, who are really this size. My kids are all, you know, pretty much adult size, but I do have nieces and nephews who are with me a lot. And so I think having one of these in my first aid kit and my emergency supplies wouldn't be a bad idea. So for 25 cents, I grabbed it. And then of course, a really big thing of a fabric softener, this Suavitel fabric softener, $4, marked down from $8.47. Anytime I find any of our basic cleaning and household supplies on clearance, I buy them. We like the Suavitel, but I'm not too picky. I'll usually buy just about anything if the price is right. And then of course I got pasta. Now these are whole grain, 100% whole grain macaroni noodles. And the sad part about this is that $1.25, I used to buy the store brand of whole grain pastas for around $1, a little bit less than $1. But I did check when I saw these because being the Barilla brand, it wasn't necessarily going to be a great deal. But I did check and the store brand is now more than this, more than $1.25. And so I did grab these because they will save me a bit of money. Now, if you have certain grocery stores in your area, sometimes they'll run really good deals on pasta, so you might be able to get a better deal than this. We don't have any grocery stores really close by us that run those really good sales. And when they do, we have a store about a half an hour away that does sometimes run good pasta deals, but typically they don't include the whole grain pastas. And that's what I like to get when it's available. Not every pasta shape is available in whole grain, of course, and I like to have a wide variety of pasta shapes. But for me, I think pasta is one of the best basic prepper pantry items you can have because it's shelf stable for a really long time. I mean, yes, they do have a date on them, but they do not go bad by that date. I don't do anything special with my pasta. I don't repackage it. We've got it in totes in the basement because we have hundreds of pounds of pasta. We keep a lot of pasta. We like pasta. We eat a lot of pasta, so we keep a lot on hand. But not only is it very, very shelf stable, but it's very quick and easy to make a meal out of. So all you need is some kind of sauce, and there's lots of different options. There's, you know, tomato sauce, there's pesto sauce, there's Alfredo sauce. You can have it with just butter and salt and pepper, butter and Parmesan cheese, all sorts of different things you can use it in. Now you do need water to cook the pasta, which can be a negative depending on the situation. But you don't have to use a lot of extra water like we typically boil our pasta and dump it out. You can do a one dish pasta dish where you add the pasta, the sauce, all the other ingredients, and just the right amount of water, and you cook it all together and it absorbs the water and you don't end up having to drain anything out. So in an emergency situation, that is really probably going to be your best way to cook pasta unless you have a really dependable large source of extra water. And next I found some cans of enchilada sauce. Now these are the smallest cans. I think they're 10 ounces. And I buy lots. There's 3 different sizes of enchilada sauce. This is the smallest, and I probably could get a better deal than this buying the larger cans. But sometimes I have a recipe that calls for 1 10-ounce can. And I'd much rather be able to open up 1 can than to have extra left over. And we do use this enchilada sauce not just for enchiladas, but in a lot of different recipes. So I thought this would be a good thing to grab. I grabbed 6 cans of this. Once again, maybe not the most amazing deal, but the best I can get around here right now. And then I've got some oils here. Now this is my reminder to shop, to check the clearance section no matter where you go, not to every store, because this was from actually Walgreens. I just happened to go into Walgreens the other day. Hadn't been in Walgreens in forever. But they still had their clearance stickers like I remember shopping before. So I looked around and I found this bottle of olive oil for $1, which I thought was a really great deal. And olive oil is a healthy oil, a healthy fat to have in your prepper pantry. And so this was a great find. And then I found this grapeseed oil, $1.75. This is like a cooking spray type of grapeseed oil. I always grab cooking sprays when I find them on clearance because we do use a lot of that. And most of the cooking sprays are based on canola oil, and people are always telling me how unhealthy canola oil is. So I thought this grapeseed oil was probably a little bit more healthy than the canola, so I grabbed it. And then I got a couple of these. I'd never even heard of this before, but it was in the clearance aisle. Proper Good broccoli cheddar soup. It says chicken bone broth, and it says somewhere that it was keto friendly. Yes, keto. And these were marked down to $2, and then there was a $1 off Ibotta offer. So I was able to get these for $1. So it might not be the best deal you'd ever find for soup, but for a keto soup that I can eat, I was very happy to find these. And then another example of a different store, don't forget to check your Dollar Tree. Mine usually has a rack up front with certain items that are marked down to 50 cents. So I got a bunch of these little individual serving of shelf-stable olive snacks. Once again, an individual serving size of a snack is great to keep in your vehicle, to keep in a bug-out bag, things like that, to have on hand when you need a snack. Olives are a healthy snack. Now, the thing with their clearance is that they're usually on the verge of expiring. But we know that things are good for quite a while after those dates. And I just don't put these like at the back of my rotation. If I were to buy something brand new, I would put it at the back of my rotation. So if I buy something that's close to its expiration date, then I just use it more quickly than some of the other things in my food storage. And then the other thing that I found on clearance was this thing of probiotics, which I remember being surprised that they had these at Dollar Tree, and I haven't really seen them since except for on clearance, so maybe they stopped carrying them. And then I got a few teas. There's matcha green tea with turmeric, which is really good for inflammation. And then just another green tea. Anytime, 99 cents for this box of tea, marked down from $4. I thought that was really good. Anytime you can find beverages like that, it's a good thing to have on hand because it can help make drinking water a little bit more tolerable, and it just gives you a little something besides coffee. So we stock up on lots of tea bags and different things like that. And then back here I found a couple of jerky mixes. These are by the Nesco brand, which is the brand that makes the round jerky dehydrator. We do actually have that jerky dehydrator. Of course, you could make jerky in any dehydrator, but those are just the seasoning mixes for the jerky. Those were marked down. I thought that was a good find because we do have the maker. And then I grabbed these Santa Cruz Organics lemon juices. These were marked down to $3. And that's a really good deal for these because this is organic lemon juice and it's really good lemon juice. I have purchased this by the case from Azure Standard before. So to find it on clearance at Walmart, I was pretty excited. So I bought several. I do think probably my store doesn't carry this and they got them in for some reason. So they put them on clearance because I've never seen this at my Walmart. But it was a good find. Lemon juice is good to have because it's important for canning. Number one, you use a lot of lemon juice in canning to create the proper acidity for your foods, and you use it in jams and jellies and things like that. I even make lemonade concentrates that I can up that uses quite a bit of lemon juice. And you can also use the lemon juice to make like a salad dressing. You can make a really delicious dressing for bulgur, which is a really great grain to have in your prepper pantry, using some olive oil, some lemon juice, and just a few seasonings. And you could also use that as a dressing on some pasta or something like that. So there's lots of good reasons to have some lemon juice stocked up. And this is a really good one. I was excited to find this on clearance. And then I've got a bunch of meat sticks. You can see these were $1, marked down from $1.50. And these are huge. If you can see how big these are, these meat sticks. The Takis ones. They are a little spicy, but we do like them. Now, any kind of jerky meat sticks like this is a really great, shelf-stable protein to have on hand. Once again, they're good for bug-out bags. They're good to keep in your vehicle. We like them. We like to have them on hand. I love to keep them in my car, so if I need a snack, the only thing is you need to make sure you've got plenty of water, but you should have plenty of water in your vehicle and, in your emergency supplies anyways. But my purchase point for jerkies and things like that is I try not to go over $1 an ounce. And these are 1.9 ounces, so almost 2 ounces for $1. Now, they will be expiring before too long, but they're going to be good for quite a while after that. So we'll just make sure to be rotating them. And then the pepperoni sticks was just something else I picked up. I just stuck it in there. How much did I pay for that? $3 for this pack of pepperoni snack sticks. So I thought that was a good deal as well. Those are pretty yummy. And then the final thing I have over here is this turkey fryer. I found this on clearance. It was $40, so that wasn't probably an amazing deal, but I thought it was worth grabbing. It's basically just a big burner that runs on propane. So I have seen people using these for canning, and we do have a Camp Chef, but we paid quite a bit for that. It's got 2 burners very similar to this. So, we paid more than $80 for those 2 burners. So I thought this was worth $40 to have an extra propane burner. And of course it comes with the big pot, which could actually also be used for water bath canning. Because what are you going to do if, the power goes out and the power is not coming back on and you run out of fuel for your generator and you're going to lose all the meat in your freezer and even all the veggies and things like that? You can get to canning them up, but you need to have ways to do that without power. So propane burners is one way you can do that. With a burner this strong, you would want to have like a heat diffusing plate to use to protect your canner. And I did notice that this has 15-minute auto shut off, so it would need to be babysat a little bit if you were using it for canning, but you really are going to be babysitting your canning anyways. You're going to be keeping an eye on the pressure, or if it's water bath canning, you're going to be keeping an eye on the water level and things like that. So it's really not a terrible thing that it's got that auto shut off. And honestly, maybe I'll even learn to deep fry a turkey because I have never done that before. So I was pretty excited to find this turkey fryer on clearance. This time of year, fall and winter, is a great time to find good deals on things like grills and things like this, things that are mostly used during the summer and the warm weather months. They go on clearance and you can sometimes find a really good deal. So those are my latest clearance finds. Now, if you don't already use Ibotta for deals, let me tell you a little more about it. It's an app. It's free to download and it's free to use. It doesn't cost anything. They just give you money. Just click the link that I'll have down in the description box below and sign up for an account and you're ready to go. You can open up the offers and look through them and activate the offers for things that you buy or things you'd like to try or things that look like a good deal. With Walmart, which is where I do most of my shopping, you don't even have to scan receipts anymore. You just link it with your Walmart account, and as long as you pay with a card that's linked to your account and you have the rebate activated, it will automatically give you the rebate. A lot of other stores work like this as well. But when you're clearance shopping, you can actually open up your Ibotta app, open it up to Walmart or whatever store you happen to be shopping at, and then you can scan each item as you pick it up in the clearance aisle. And it will tell you if there is a rebate that matches with the item. I have found plenty of really awesome money makers this way. And they also have freebie offers from time to time where they give you back 100% of the regular purchase price on an item. With the state of things today, we are all struggling to get by. We need all the help we can get. So this is just one tool I use to help keep things affordable. There are other apps like it that I use as well, but this is the one that I use the most. It's the easiest to use. I use it the most often, but I will put all the others that I use down in the description as well so that you can check those out. Because sometimes, depending on the fine print of the offer, they can even be stacked for even better deals. So check those out. And if you have them, but you haven't been using them, because sometimes we kind of get away from that kind of thing, maybe pull them out of the archives, because we all need to use the tools we have available to get ahead or even just to survive. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a Santa Claus emoji down in the comments. I hope he comes to visit you tonight. And watch this video next to see a little more about Ibotta and other ways that you can grocery shop for free. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.